Ho, 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 and Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and, all that business. Welcome to another episode of B-Movie Enema, the series. I'm Geoff Arbuckle, and I'm joined, as always, by Nurse Disembaudee. Nurse, how are you doing over there?
Doing great, Geoff. Merry Christmas.
Thanks.
How's it going over there? No. I don't think I know. What are you talking about?
Oh, inflation's out of control, normal everyday violence between people who disagree about politics and so forth is on the rise. There's a war going on in Eastern Europe that seems to be teetering on the brink from escalating very badly. That sort of stuff.
Well, thanks. You've kind of bummed me out now.
Well, it is what I do around here. Then, here I am going on and on about these movies and sharing my appreciation for the bad and the B-movie types of entertainment. Yet, I go on to YouTube and who has all the views and making all the money? The jerks who just profit off of saying negative shit. It's like negativity is just what makes the world go round.
Oh, that sounds depressing.
Well, then the holidays can bring it out of just about anyone, I guess. And when it comes to being grumpy at the holidays, I guess there is no better man to call upon to deliver the goods than Charles Dickens.
Oh, are we watching A Tale of Two Cities?
What? No, it's 1935's Scrooge, based on his 1843 novella, A Christmas Carol.
I know. I'm just trying to lighten the mood with a little well-timed jokey jokes.
Maybe don't quit your day job?
Sheesh, you are in a pretty foul mood.
Anyway, this version of Scrooge is not really the best known one because, well, it's fairly ancient when it comes to the popular adaptations. Most of the time, in school, just before Christmas break, you'd maybe see the 1970 musical version starring Albert Finney, or the 1984 made-for-TV version starring George C. Scott, or even the Disney-produced Mickey's Christmas Carol. Now you might think about the ones that you might want to watch at home after a trip to the local video store as a kid, like the 1992 Muppet Christmas Carol starring Kermit the Frog as Bob Cratchit and Michael Caine as Ebenezer Scrooge. Or maybe you wanted a little bit more updated and comedic vibe, like Scrooge, starring Bill Murray. But reviewer A.O. Scott for the New York Times had his own take on what he thought was the best of the adaptations, and the one that probably most kids of a certain age have been shown. And I mentioned that almost traditional fluffing off the last day before Christmas break in school, and more often than not, it was the 1951 version of Scrooge starring Alistair Sim that got put into the VCR in class. Pretty much every kid my age saw that movie, and all our parents and grandparents felt that it was probably the best of the bunch. My point is that this is one of the absolutely most adapted stories ever. To this day, there are still adaptations of A Christmas Carol being produced, with the most recent being 2022's Spirited with Will Ferrell and Ryan Reynolds. Regardless if it is live action or animated, made for TV or made with large full-on major feature film budgets, or performed on stage, A Christmas Carol seems to captivate people. Now, it might be the general melancholy that often comes in with winter in the northern hemisphere, coupled with the pressure that the holidays seem to put on families with kids and what have you to provide the almost artificially happy memories that represent these kind of arbitrary holidays that come in November and December. Not to sound too much like Phoebe Cates in Gremlins, the objectively greatest Christmas movie ever made.
Are you sure about...
Shush. Gremlins is the greatest Christmas movie ever made. Anyway, Like she said in that, yeah, so the holidays can be tough on a lot of people. The pressure of societal standing to make sure every kid feels like they got the greatest presents each year as money grows tighter and the never-ending droning on in some dead-end job that is slowly killing your will to live.
Geoff! Jeepers! Can we, not be so down and dour? Are you trying to depress the people?
Hey, not really, just stating the facts.
Well, you're being a real downer. What's the matter with you?
This is the time of year that always makes me think. You know, like I kind of mentioned earlier, am I spending my life the right way, you know?
Okay, talk to me. What's the problem?
All these movies that we watch, sure, we watch some decent ones. Yeah, we watch some bad ones. We definitely watch ones that have been long forgotten. Movies completely lost the time and what have you, but what's the point? I'm fairly sure 4 or 5 people watch these movies with us. Well, why do I bother? Maybe I should just give up and, I don't know, get a normal boring job at, I don't know, the local Buster Burger and just give up on my dreams and aspirations of being a movie proctologist.
Oh, don't talk that way. You're doing a real service to the people out there.
Am I though? Am I really?
Sure you are. Why would you think otherwise?
I don't know. I just think that I could do so much better with a degree in pickleology or a doctorate in beef studies.
Will you do me a favor?
Oh, I guess. What do you need?
Just finish setting up this movie and I'm gonna make some calls.
I guess. So, this is the 1935 version of Scrooge. This adaptation was directed by Henry Edwards, and Edwards was both an actor and director throughout his entire career in film. Between acting and directing, Edwards ended up with something like 150 credits. Sometimes he'd appear in the movies he directed, but not always. The adapted script was written by H. Fowler Muir. Now, Muir was a contemporary of Edwards and racked up over 100 screenwriting credits himself, and he spent a chunk of his career with Twickenham Film Studios, and they've made some pretty popular movies after Muir's time there, with movies like Alfie and The Italian Job, both starring Michael Caine. And the studio also served as the production location for Help and A Hard Day's Night, both starring the Beatles. Twickenham also gave some of their studio space to the Beatles again for filming Let It Be, a fascinating look into the cracks emerging within the Fab Four. But anyway, Muir's time at Twickenham gave him a little bit of a reputation of being competent but kind of uninspired. And man, do I ever sympathize with that. Now, this movie will feature a couple of recognizable people. The first is Sir Seymour Hicks playing Scrooge. Hicks began on stage as a professional at the age of 16. But think of it like this. He was born in 1871, so his acting career goes back to well before the turn of the 20th century. And by 1913, Hicks was getting title roles in silent films, one of which was as Scrooge. So yeah, Hicks played Scrooge twice. Once in 1913 in a film that he got a writing credit for, and then in this one 22 years later. Hicks appeared in a couple dozen films, but the majority of his work was on stage, where he was a major star and ultimately got him knighted the same year this film was released. And he was married to another very famous stage performer, Ellaline Terrace, and they were married for a staggering 56 years. A couple uncredited folks who appear in this are Robert Morley and Maurice Evans. Now, Morley was seen as Miss Mary in Some Girls Do, which we watched previously. And Maurice Evans is probably best known to me and most of you folks out there as Dr. Zaius in 2 Planet of the Apes movies and as Samantha's father on Bewitched. While also uncredited, the voice of Jacob Marley, the dead partner of Scrooge, belongs to Claude Rains. Now, Rains was a star of both big-time movies like Casablanca, The Adventures of Robin Hood, Lawrence of Arabia, and Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, but he also appeared in the excellent Universal Classic Monster movies The Wolfman and Phantom of the Opera, but is probably best known for not appearing in the Universal Classic The Invisible Man. Because, you know, he was invisible. But Rains was nominated 4 times for a Best Supporting Actor Oscar, but lost each time. Okay, so I guess we're ready to get this movie started. At least I think so. I'm not sure what Nurse Disembaudee is up to.
I'm here. We're all set up. Okay, so when we get back from the first segment of this movie, Geoff, you're going to get some visitors who should help you find the true meaning of your life.
Merry Christmas to you. Will you step in, please, sir?
Scrooge and Marley's, I believe.
Yes, sir. Is there anything I can do for you, sir?
Well, if it is quite convenient, I should like to speak with a member of the firm.
You wish to see me, I presume, sir?
Yes. Have I the pleasure of addressing Mr. Scrooge or Mr. Marley?
Mr. Marley's been dead these 7 years.
Oh.
Dead as a doornail. Died 7 years ago, this very night.
Oh. We took the liberty of calling on you at your chambers, Mr. Scrooge, thinking that you would have finished business for the day, but we failed to make anyone here.
That's not surprising. I'm the only person who lives there.
Quite. Consequently, we have called here.
At this festive season of the year, Mr. Scrooge, it seems more than usually desirable to make some slight provision for the poor and destitute who who suffer terribly at this present time.
Many thousands are in want of common necessaries. Hundreds of thousands are in want of common comforts, sir.
Are there no prisons?
Yes, plenty of prison.
The union workhouses are still in operation, eh?
They are still. I wish I could say they were not.
Forlorn, the treadmill are in full vigor then, eh?
Both very busy, sir.
Very glad to hear it, sir. I thought from what you said that something had occurred to interfere with them in their useful course. Very glad to hear it, sir. Very glad to hear it.
Under the impression that they scarcely furnish Christmas cheer of mind and body for the multitude, some few of us are endeavoring to raise a fund to buy the poor of London meat and drink and means of warmth.
We choose this time because this is the time of all others when want is keenly felt and abundance rejoices.
Now, what shall I put you down for?
Nothing.
Nothing? Oh, I see. You wish to be anonymous.
I wish to be left alone, sir. Since you ask me what is my wish, that is my answer. I don't make merry myself at Christmas. I can't afford to make a lot of idle people merry. I help to support the institutions we've just mentioned. They cost enough. People are badly off, they'd better go there.
Many can't go there. Many would rather die.
Well, if they'd rather die, they'd better do it. And decrease the surplus population. Besides, excuse me, sir, I don't know that.
But you should know it.
It's not my business, sir. A man's got enough to do in this world to mind his own business. Without interfering with a lot of other people's, mine occupies me constantly. Good evening, sir.
Allow me to express my regrets, sir, if I have said anything.
Good evening. May I inquire, Mr. Cratchit, what you're doing with that shovel full of coal?
Why, I beg your pardon, sir, but the outer office is intensely cold, and my fire...
Your fire?
I should have said your fire, sir.
Yes, sir.
It shows symptoms of going out, and I thought I might venture to replenish it with a small quantity of coal.
Yeah. Well, of course, it's very evident to me, Mr. Cratchit, that you and I left apart. Oh, I see no help for it, sir. You don't pay for the coal, so you can afford to be reckless. Therefore, very evident to me, sir, that my interest is not your interest. Nor my welfare, your welfare. Get on with your work, sir. That'll keep you warm enough. I'm not cold. Why should you be? And I'm your senior by a great many years, I fancy.
And all about a small shovel full of coal.
And none of your mumbling, none of your mumbling. You have a wife and family to support, I understand.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. How many children have you got?
Around half dozen, sir. 3 boys and 3 girls.
Tut, tut, tut. Can I afford a wife?
Yes, sir.
Eh?
I mean, no, sir.
Have I any children?
I don't know, sir.
Eh?
No, sir.
How much am I constrained to pay you a week for your services?
15 shillings, sir.
Be to your interest, sir, to see that you're worth it.
Merry Christmas to you, Uncle, and God save you.
Ah, humbug.
Christmas a humbug? You can't mean that, I'm sure.
I do mean it, sir. What right have you to be merry? What reason have you to be merry? You're poor enough.
Come then. What right have you to be dismal? What reason have you to be morose? You're rich enough.
Ah, Humbug.
Oh, don't be cross, Uncle.
How can I help being cross, sir, when I live in such a world of fools as this is? A Merry Christmas. What's Christmas time to you, sir? The time for paying bills without money. Time for finding yourself a year older? Not a penny of it, sir. If I had my way, sir, every fool who goes about saying Merry Christmas should be boiled with his own pudding and buried with a stake of olive through his heart. He should.
Uncle!
Nephew, you keep Christmas your way. Let me keep it in mine.
Keep it? But you don't keep
Well, let me leave it alone then. Much good has it done you? Much good will it ever do you?
It's the only time I know of in the long calendar of the year when men and women seem by one consent to open their shut hearts freely. And therefore, though it's never put a scrap of gold or silver in my pocket, I believe it has done me good and will do me good. And I say, God bless it.
Hear, hear. Hear, hear.
Mr. Cratchit, if I hear another word from you, you'll keep your Christmas by losing your situation. Dear, 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 dear. Quite a powerful speaker, sir. I wonder you don't go into Parliament.
Don't be angry, Uncle. Come, dine with us tomorrow.
I'll see you...
But why? Why?
Why did you get married?
Because I fell in love.
Because I fell... Good evening.
You never came to see us before, thank heaven. Why give that as a reason for not coming now?
Good evening, sir.
But I want nothing from you. I ask nothing of you.
Well, you won't get it, so you won't be disappointed, will you?
We've never had a quarrel to which I've been party. So why not let us part friends?
Good evening, sir.
Well, I'm sorry with all my heart to find this a relative. But I've made the trial in homage to Christmas, and I'll keep my Christmas humor to the last. So a Merry Christmas, Uncle.
Good evening, sir.
And a Happy New Year.
You're a noisy devil, that's what you are, sir.
Merry Christmas, Bob Cratchit.
And the same to you, sir, and many of them. And not forgetting your good lady, Mrs. Fred.
Thank you, Cratchit. A Merry Christmas to you. A Merry Christmas.
On the beach that below, when the snow around the bell, he comes to stand here, and we show the moon and snow, till the folk was cool, when the woman came in sight.
Always ready and willing to quit your work, I notice.
It's 7 o'clock, sir.
That clock's fast. By the way, I suppose you'll want all day off tomorrow, eh?
Well, sir, if it's quite convenient.
It isn't convenient. It isn't fair. If I were to stop half account for it, oh, you'd be mightily ill-used, I'll be bound, wouldn't you? Don't think I'm ill-used, do you? When I have to pay a whole day's wages. No work.
It only happens once a year, sir.
That's a pretty excuse for picking a man's pocket every 25th of December. Well, I suppose you've got to have it. Yeah, there's the key. You see, sir, that you're here all the earlier next morning.
Good night, sir, and a Merry Christmas.
Bah, humbug. Christmas to you, my boy.
Thank you, sir. Same to you, sir. Oh, sir.
Thank you.
How do you go? Good evening. Give us a penny.
Get out of this. Clean? You call this clean?
Yeah.
Well, it is. Right, right. Tell them to stop that noise.
My lord, will you make your speech now, or will you let the ladies and gentlemen continue to enjoy themselves? Call silence for the loyal toast. My lords, ladies and gentlemen, pray silence for the Right Honourable the Lord Mayor of London. My lord.
My lords, ladies and gentlemen, Her Most Gracious Majesty, the Queen.
What the devil are you doing? Frightening people out of their wits. Look well, Ebenezer Scrooge, for only you can see me.
What you want with me?
Much.
Oh, yeah.
In life, I was your partner, Jacob Marley.
In life. Why do you trouble me?
It is required of everyone that the spirit within him should walk abroad among his fellow men. And if that spirit goes not forth in life, it is condemned to do so after death. My spirit never walked beyond the narrow limits of our money-changing hall. So I cannot rest. I cannot stay. I cannot linger anywhere.
You are fettered. Why?
I wear the chain I forged in life. I made it link by link. Would you know the weight and length of the coil you bear yourself?
Speak words of comfort to me, Jacob Marley. Speak words of comfort.
Comfort? I have none to give. I am here to warn you, to save you if that be possible.
To warn. To save me. From what?
From such a fate as mine, to wander through the world and witness what I cannot share, but might have shared on earth and turn to happiness.
But you were always a good man of business, Jacob.
Business? Mankind should have been my business. Charity, forbearance, benevolence, all were my business, as they should be yours. Now heed me, for my time is short. You will be haunted by 3 spirits. Without their visits, you cannot hope to shun the path I tread. You shall behold the visions of a Christmas past, a Christmas present, and a Christmas yet to come. Expect the first when the clock strikes midnight tonight.
Marley!
Look to see me no more.
Marley!
And all's well, well cloaked, and all's well.
Spirit of Christmas past, I am here to show you the things that have been. Look back beyond the gulf of vanished years.
The money is due and must be paid. But, sir, that's impossible. Then I shall have no alternative but to take immediate steps to recover it.
But, sir, you must see that if...
That is the way I conduct my business.
You don't mean sell us up?
That is precisely what I do mean.
But, sir, I couldn't work in the hospital.
Mr. Scrooge, I beg of you.
Good day.
You can't do this. You can't be so unjust.
Give us a little more time. A week.
Please.
Here you come in.
So it is true.
What do you mean?
What they say. That you're a man without pity, without remorse, who weighs everything in the scale of profit and loss.
Bill!
I heard. I couldn't help you.
What? This is business. If I were to allow sentiment to enter this counting house, I should be in the bankruptcy court within a year. And as for that couple who've just gone out, well, set your mind at rest about them. Worthless, shiftless pair. Had my good money. Now want to avoid paying it back.
Your money. Your good money. They asked you for a little breathing space, a little time in which to pay. That was all.
Enough of this, Bill. I'm ready to make allowances for your feelings as a woman. But I must ask you to leave my business affairs alone. When you marry me, I shall insist. Take leave of your senses.
I've tried hard not to believe what they've said about you. I'd give anything not to believe it now. But the evidence of my own eyes and ears, I must believe. You were not always so. But I can see now that one passion and one passion only engrosses you. Gain.
What then? Even if it were so, I'm not changed towards you.
You are changed. Changed in every way. You're not the man you were. Our contract's an old one, made when we were poor and content to be so. May you be happy, alone, in the life you've chosen.
Now look and see the happiness you have missed.
Here we go, Daddy. That's the day, that's the day, that's the day. Here we go, Daddy. That's the day, it goes and shall be born. Here we go, Daddy. That's the day, that's the day, that's the day. Here we go, Daddy. That's the day, that's the
Oh, by the way, Bill,
I saw an old friend of yours this afternoon.
Oh? Who was it?
You guess.
How can I? I don't know. It wasn't Mr. Scrooge.
Mr. Scrooge it was. I passed his office window, and as it was not shut up and there was a candle inside, I could scarcely help see him. His partner's on the point of death, I hear. And there he sat, alone. Quite alone in the world, I do believe.
Spirit, I cannot bear it. Haunt me no more.
I told you these were the shadows of the things that have been, that they are what they are. Do not blame me.
Take me back.
Are you really going to go through with this Christmas Carol stuff?
Yes, I am. Besides, you're the one who writes these scripts, not me.
What?
What? Anyway, the first of our visitors will be showing up shortly. Oh, as a matter of fact, I think I hear them now.
What's up, party people? Woohoo!
Woo! Where's the eggnog, yo?
Fuck that eggnog. Where's the space weed at?
Guys, chill it. We're supposed to be serious or something.
Oh shit, yeah. Shh, shut up.
Aw, shit. Yeah, chill at number 4.
I'm gonna barf! Guys, for real, we're here to, help or something.
Yeah. That hot-ass nurse that hung out with us last year needs our help.
Hey guys, thanks for stopping by and helping out.
Damn, she's still fine.
Yeah, she is.
Dudes and dudettes, chill it.
Shit, dude, you gotta clean that up.
Dude, shut the fuck up. Hey, nurse, so, you said you got a problem and, you need our help.
Yes, Geoff is feeling a little down.
We just stopped off over at Pablo Escobar's place. What you need, my friends?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
No, he's just, down. I was kind of hoping you had some good things to say about him.
Why would we have anything good to say?
Wait! We had Nurse Disembaudee in our collective. We can do the brain stuffs! Yeah! We can check out the memories and stuff that she had.
Come on, nurse, this is silly.
Just give them a second.
Oh, come on, really?
Let them do their thing. There we are. Let's see what they found.
All right, Chief. We looked through all the memories that came with your nurse when we, partied with her and shit.
Yeah, and according to what she remembers of when she first met you, she thought you were pretty cool. Wait, seriously?
Yeah, that's what that memory says.
Okay, if that's what we're going with then, whatever. Anyway, you seemed like a pretty cool dude. Really?
Really?
Well, yeah. Why wouldn't I think you're pretty cool?
Remember, bro, this is what she thinks of you.
Yeah, at least at one point she thought you were a pretty cool dude. Maybe you still are, I don't know. That looks like a real long time ago. You're what? Old as shit, right?
Yeah, kind of.
Sometimes I guess you're funny too. I guess that's true too.
See? I don't know where all this business is coming from with you being all bummed out and thinking about going to Busterburger University and stuff. You're doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Check out the memory of the Geoff dude finding and bringing home the poop chute.
Aw, that's sweet.
Is that a butthole?
No, you dummy! That's where he gets the movies he watches.
Actually, I'm pretty sure it is a butthole.
Yeah, that's totally a butt.
Aw, jeez, number 4, did you beef?
I did more than that, buddy.
Dude.
Oh my god, what's going on back there?
Oh, holy shit, party board number 4. How can I smell this down here?
Oh god, that's rancid.
Intergalactic hotboxing.
God damn, we better get out of here.
Open a window!
Alright, so we're going to just get out of here. Apparently somebody shit their pants, so I guess have a good Christmas or something. Hail Santa! Bye!
God, I hope they have a good janitor on that thing.
He's drunk most of the time.
Ew.
Do you feel any better?
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate the little boost there saying I'm cool and sometimes funny and what have you, but honestly, I don't know. It still feels like, I don't know, this stuff that we do. I mean, maybe it's a thing of the past, you know? I mean, maybe it would make more sense for me to find a new job.
Oh, fiddlesticks.
Fiddlesticks?
Yeah, maybe you were a little more wide-eyed and full of wonder when you found Poop Chute and began this whole thing. And sure, maybe you are a little more mature now or whatever, but you loved getting this whole thing set up. You loved picking out the movies and thinking about what you were going to say. And if I might be so bold, I think you still do.
Alright, well, let me guess. There will be someone coming up after this segment of the movie to talk about how, I don't know, I'm still in love with this job I have here and whatnot.
Of course.
Swell. Well, let's get back to 1935 Scrooge.
It's 1 o'clock, I know it is.
Come in and know me, better man. I am the ghost of Christmas present. Look upon me. You have never seen the like of me before. Never. I've never walked forth with the younger members of my family, meaning I am very young. My elder brothers, born in those later years.
I don't think I have. I'm afraid I have not. Have you many brothers, Spirit?
More than 1,800.
A tremendous family to provide for. Spirit, conduct me where you will. Already I have been forth under compulsion and learned the lesson which is working now. If you have aught to teach me, let me profit by it.
Touch my robe, and you shall see how your poor clerk, with his paltry 15 shillings a week, which you so grudgingly dole out to him, keeps Christmas. Touch my robe.
Tiny Tim. That one.
Thank you, Father. Mother, we've been outside the baker's and we smelled a lovely goose cooking. Yes, and we sure found. Yes, it's a lovely goose, the lovely goose, the lovely.
Oh, what has ever got your precious father then? And your brother, Tiny Tim? And your sister Martha was as late last Christmas by half an hour. Mother! Oh, bless your heart, my dear.
Merry Christmas, Martha.
How late you are.
Merry Christmas, Peter.
Here they are. No.
We had a deal of bonnets to finish up last night and had to clear away this morning.
Well, never mind, as long as you are. Come. Come and sit before the fire, my dear, and get it warm.
No. Here, Father. Quick, Martha, hide. Quick.
Here we are. And where's our Martha?
She's, not coming.
Not coming? Not coming upon Christmas Day?
Yes, Father dear, here I
That'll be the goose.
I'll fetch it in.
Oh, but you're cold. Come and sit down and warm a bit. And how did Tiny Tim behave?
As good as gold, and better. Somehow he gets thoughtful, sitting by himself so much, and thinks the strangest things you ever heard. He told me, coming home, that he hoped that the people in the church saw him, because he was a cripple. And that it might be pleasant for them to remember, upon a Christmas day, who made lame beggars walk, and blind men see. But he's growing stronger. Yes, growing strong and hearty.
I wish I could believe you, Bob. But I'm afraid.
There never will be such a goose. For what we are about to receive, may the Lord make us truly thankful.
Amen.
Its tenderness I can already vouch for. And its flavor will I know surpass my utmost expectations. With the mashed potato and the apple sauce, it will, I am sure, present a delightful combination that we shall remember until our dying day. Delicious. Delicious. That's the best goose we ever had, Mother.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, yes.
Oh, I've eaten too much.
And even now, we haven't eaten it all.
You laugh.
Love. I envy them. My dear, regarding the momentous question, pudding. You look pale, my love, and nervous.
I am nervous, my dear, and anxious about that pudding. Pray heaven all will be well. I'll go and fetch it.
Let me come and help too, Mother.
You shall, my darling.
I
I'm anxious about that pudding. You know, your mother's been gone a long time. Supposing the pudding has broken in turning it out.
What?
Or supposing that somebody has got over the back wall and stolen it.
Father!
A Merry Christmas to us all, my dear.
God bless us all. God bless us, everyone.
Spirit, tell me that Tiny Tim will live.
I see a vacant seat in the poor chimney corner, and a crutch without an owner, carefully preserved. If these shadows remain unaltered in the future, the child will die.
Oh, tell me that he'll be spared.
If he is like to die, had he not better do it and decrease the surplus population?
Your words.
Man, if man you be in heart, not adamant, forbear that wicked cant until you have discovered what the surplus is and where it is. Will you decide what men shall live, when men shall die? It may be that in the sight of heaven, you are more worthless and less fit to live than millions like this poor man's child.
I give you Mr. Scrooge, the founder of the feast.
The founder of the feast, indeed. I wish I had him here. I'd give him a piece of my mind to feast upon. I hope he'd have a good appetite for it.
But, my dear, the children, Christmas Day.
It should be Christmas Day, I'm sure, on which one drinks the health of such an odious, stingy, hard, unfeeling man as Mr. Scrooge. You know he is, Robert. Nobody knows it better than you do, poor fellow.
My dear, Christmas Day.
Well, I'll drink his health for your sake and the day's, not his. He'll be very merry and very happy, I've no doubt. Here's Mr. Scrooge's health.
Now, children, all together, Mr. Scrooge's health. Mr. Scrooge's health.
Mr. Scrooge's health.
And now, Tiny Tim will sing to us.
Yes, I do sing. What shall I sing? Hark the heralding.
Yes,
hark the heralding. Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King, peace on earth and mercy nigh of God.
Come now and see how others keep Christmas.
To you. And a Merry Christmas to you.
And he said Christmas was a humbug. And he believed it, too.
Well, more shame on him, friend.
Oh, he's a comical old fellow, and that's the truth. He isn't so pleasant as he might be. Well, his offences carry their own punishments, and I've nothing to say against him.
But surely he's very rich. At least you've often told me so.
Well, what of that, my dear? His wealth is of no use to him. He doesn't do any good with it. He can't make himself comfortable with it. He hasn't even the satisfaction of thinking that he's ever going to benefit us with it.
Well, I've no patience with your Uncle Scrooge.
Oh, I have. I'm sorry for him. And here, he's taken it into his head to dislike us, and he won't even come and dine with us. Well, what are you going to play at?
Riddles.
Good. I'll ask you one. What does the following represent? An animal. Rather a disagreeable animal. A savage animal. An animal that grunts and growls and talks and lives in London.
But walks the streets?
Yes.
And isn't even made a show of?
No. Doesn't have an embroidery. No.
Isn't a horse?
No.
No, cow.
No, not a dog.
Who?
Thanks again for calling in. This'll help, I think.
I am happy to help in any way I can.
Geoff?
Nurse?
I've got someone here who wants to talk to you.
Swell.
What's that in your hand?
Oh, this? I'm just working on my Busterburger University application.
Not so fast there, Geoff. I think you'll want to hear from a contemporary of yours that might have some words of encouragement for you.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. Richard?
Why, hello there, Jeffrey.
Bah humbug.
Oh, Geoff, let him say what he has to say.
Yes, Nurse Disembaudee told me that you were questioning your path in life.
What's it to you?
Well, I would not be a successful professor at a higher educational institution if I were not able to discuss what is bothering a fellow film lover.
Oh, well, in that case, allow me to restate this. Bah humbug.
Pish posh, Jeffrey.
Come on, Geoff. Talk to the professor. He called because he wants to help.
Fine.
Why, thank you, Nurse Disembaudee. Jeffrey, what is bothering you?
Well, it's just...
Go on, Jeffrey.
Alright, fine. I can't do what you do. You sit there and talk about these masterpieces like Citizen Kane and Casablanca and a bunch of foreign movies I couldn't hope to pronounce. Oh, sure, I'm showing 1935 Scrooge. Sure, it's a fine movie. It's not that 1951 version that you probably talk about.
Well, I did show the Alistair Sim one before we recessed for holiday break.
See, I could sit here and talk about how this movie is different from all the other adaptations because it doesn't really show the various ghosts in full figure, except for the Christmas present. And yeah, I can mention, like I did earlier, about how Robert Morley had been seen in a previous movie I covered here in a peculiarly, effeminate man in a James Bond ripoff. Okay, who doesn't like Claude Rains? But is that worth anything to anyone?
Those are not names or facts that should be taken lightly, Jeffrey.
But is it interesting?
I found that interesting.
Does it matter to anyone? I mean, anyone else other than you or me? I mean, besides, it seems like all that matters is what people who like to tear things apart and be cynical and hateful towards movies. People love that negative shit online. It just bothers me that here people like you and me want to talk about the good stuff, and it doesn't seem to matter to anyone. It doesn't register at all.
But does it have to matter?
What?
Does it have to matter if it means anything to anyone other than people like you or me?
Well...
I know, when we saw each other for the first time in years earlier this year, it was not very pleasant. However, I came back and we dealt with your nurse being possessed by a demon.
You guys were so good working together on that whole deal.
And then we worked together on a marvelous discussion of the legend John Huston. You really showed how much you knew about film.
Well, you talked most of that time.
Fair, but we had a wonderful time talking about Stanley Kubrick when we watched Fear and Desire. You really showed how much you understand a great director like Kubrick.
Yeah, I guess I did.
So then what is the problem here, Jeffrey?
You know what? I just feel like no one really cares about these types of movies. The movies I show are mostly obscure or forgotten. Maybe that should tell me something, and maybe that's all I need to know.
Whatever could you mean by that?
Well, if all I'm doing is talking about obscure and forgotten movies, why would anybody want to watch?
Oh, Jeffrey, you have it all wrong. You talking about these obscure and forgotten movies keeps them alive. Even if it is just to a few people, you are keeping the movies from being forgotten. That is an amazing thing you are doing for the art of cinema.
Even for Cherry Hill High?
Yes. Even for Cherry Hill High.
You know, I suppose you do have a point.
Of course I do. Now, if you will excuse me, I have a faculty holiday party for which I must prepare. I am in charge of bringing a crudité. Also, I must check to make sure my turtleneck that I wear under my sport coat is properly pressed for the event.
Now, why am I not surprised about anything that you just said?
Professor Worthmore, I'm so glad you called. What you said is right. Heck, you even lifted my spirits. I hope you have a great holidays.
You too, my dear cartoon face. And Jeffrey?
What you got there, Dick?
Remember, the invitation still stands if you would like to join my discussion group on the cinema verite movement of the 60s and 70s.
Oh, you know what? I'm not so sure that I want...
Merry Christmas, Jeffrey, and we will speak soon.
You know, I was feeling much better right up until that last part, so I must reset to my original statement of bah humbug.
Isn't Texas Chainsaw Massacre considered part of cinema verite?
Wait, it is?
I'm pretty sure it is.
No shit.
What are you doing?
Nothing. Yeah, Dick, when's that next meeting about the Veritas?
Ghost of the future, I fear you more than any spectre I have seen. You are about to show me shadows of the things that have not been, but will be in the time to come. And as I hope to live to be another man from what I was, I am prepared to bear you company.
I don't know much about it either way. I only know he's dead. When did he die? Last night, I believe.
Why, what was the matter with him? I thought he'd never die.
Heaven knows. What's he done with his money? Left it to his company, perhaps. He hasn't left it for me. That's all I know.
How are you? Very well. How are you? So old Nick has got his own at last.
Yes, so I'm told. Told, isn't it?
Seasonable for Christmas time.
Oh, yeah.
You're not a skater, I suppose.
Oh, no, I've got something else to think about.
I do not see myself in my accustomed place. Where am I? Why am I not there?
Let the charwoman alone to be the first.
Let the laundress alone to be the second.
And let the undertaker's man alone to be the third.
Look here, old Joe, here's a chance. If we haven't all three met here without meaning it.
You couldn't have met in a better place. Come into the parlor. Come on.
Don't stand there staring as if you were afraid, woman. Who's the worse for the loss of a few things like this? Not a dead man, I hope.
Open this bundle, old Joe, and let me know the value of it. I ain't afraid to be the first, nor afraid for them to see it.
There's your account. I wouldn't give another sixpence.
Now mind, Joe.
Ha! 8 shillings. I always give too much to ladies. It's a weakness of mine.
And now unto my bundle, Joe.
Big curtains.
Ah, bed curtains.
You don't mean to say you took 'em down, rings and all, with him lying there?
Why not?
You was born to make your fortune, and you will certainly do it.
Here, don't drop the oil on my blankets.
His blankets?
Whose else's? He isn't likely to take cold without them, I dare say.
I hope he didn't die of anything catching.
Oh, don't you be afraid of that. Ah, you can look through that shirt until your eyes ache and you won't find a hole in it. It's the best he had. It'd have been wasted if it hadn't been for me.
What do you call wasting of it?
Putting it on him to be buried in, to be sure. I took it off him. Calico's just as becoming to the body. He couldn't have looked uglier than he did in that one. end of it, you see. He frightened everyone away from him when he was alive, to profit us when he was dead.
I see. The case of this unhappy man might be my own. My life tends that way now. Merciful heavens! What is that? Is this the man they spoke of? Neglected, robbed, hated. Can you not show me some tenderness connected with death?
And he took a child and set him in the midst of them.
Colour hurts my eyes. Makes me weep by candlelight. I wouldn't show weak eyes to your father when he comes home from work. Must be near his time.
Past it, rather. I think he walks a little slower than he used these last few evenings, Mother.
Yes. I've known him walk with Tiny Tim upon his shoulder, very fast indeed.
So have I, often. So have I.
But he was very light to carry, and his father loved him so it was no trouble. No trouble. There's your father at the door.
Well, my dear.
Well, Father.
Ah. My dear, you have been quick. They'll be done long before Sunday.
Sunday. You went today then, Robert?
Yes, my dear. I've seen where our Tiny Tim is to rest. It'll done you good to see how green a place it is. Oh, you see it often. I promised him that we would walk there of a Sunday.
my little child.
Tiny Tim, thy childish essence was from God.
I met Mr. Scrooge's nephew today, and he said to me, I'm heartily sorry for you, Mr. Cratchit, and heartily sorry for your good wife. Though how he knew that, I don't know.
Knew what, my dear?
Why, that you were a good wife.
Everybody knows that.
Well observed, my boy. And he said, if there's any service that I can do for you, pray come to me. It almost seemed as though he had known our Tiny Tim and felt with us. And I'm sure we shall none of us forget him, nor this first parting there has been among us.
Never, Father.
And I know that when we recollect how patient and how mild he was, although he was but a little child, we shall not quarrel easily among ourselves and forget poor Tiny Tim in doing it.
No, Father.
I'm very happy. Very happy.
Now, Spirit, tell me what man that was whom we saw lying dead. Nearer to the stone at which you point. Tell me, are these the shadows of the things that will be? Or are they the shadows of the things that may be only? Ebenezer Scrooge! That man who lay upon the bed. No, Spirit, no. I'll not be the man I was. I'll not be the man I must have been but for this intercourse. Why show me this if it is all too late? Tell me I may sponge away the writing on this stone. I will honor Christmas in my heart and try to keep it all the year. I will live in the past, the present, and the future. The spirits of all three shall strive within me. I will not shut out the lessons that they teach. No, no. No, no, no. No. I will live in the past, the present, and the future. Oh, Jacob Marley, heaven and Christmas time be praised for this. I thank you. my knees, I thank you, Jacob. On my knees. Oh, they're not torn down. They're not torn down. Ah! The things that would have been may be dispelled. They will. They will. Yeah, they will. They will. A Merry Christmas. God bless you. Oh, I don't know what to do. I'm as happy as a sandboy. I'm as merry as an angel. I'm as giddy as a drunken man. Oh, Merry Christmas to everyone. Happy New Year to all the world. Oh, hey. Oh, yeah. Here's the saucepan that the girl was in. Yes, and there's the door that old Marley's ghost came through. Yes, it's all right. It's all true. It all happened. Oh, hooray! Hooray! Glorious, glorious. Hey, boy! Hey, a Merry Christmas! It is Christmas Day, isn't it?
Why, of course!
I knew I hadn't missed it. Oh, the spirits have done it all in one night. Hey, do you know the poulterer at the corner of the street next but one?
How'd you know, I did?
An intelligent boy, a remarkable boy. Do you know if they've sold the prize turkey that they had hanging there?
It'll be hanging there now.
Well, you go and buy it.
Walker!
No, I'm in earnest. You go and buy it and bring it back here, and I'll tell you where to take it. And you come back with a man, and I'll give you a shilling. You come back in less than 5 minutes, and I'll give you half a crown.
Hooray!
Go on, hurry up. I'm going to send it to my clerk, Bob Cratchit. He won't know where it comes from. It's twice the size of Tiny Tim. He's not dead, you know. He's not dead. That won't do. I've got to have that turkey. Wait a minute. You go get me my overcoat and hat. I shan't be long. Then go to the box room and get me out my best clothes. Shop?
Yes, sir.
A Merry Christmas. Have you sold that prize turkey of yours yet? The big one, I mean. Now!
What is it? What's to do? I want that big turkey of yours. Bring it round to my place at once. My friend will show you the way. Hello, Molly. And Merry Christmas. That's right. A Merry Christmas.
Oh. Oh.
You'll have to have a cab. There you are, my boy. There's the address. There's the money. Yes. And there's the money for you. Very kind of you to have brought it round. Ah, Merry Christmas, my dear.
Thank you, sir. The same to you.
Ah, good day, gentlemen. Merry Christmas to you. I hope you succeeded yesterday. Mr. Scrooge. Yes, that's my name. I'm afraid it's not a very pleasant one for you, but will you allow me to ask your pardon? And would you be good enough to put me down?
Lord bless my soul. My dear Mr. Scrooge, are you serious? A round 100?
Yes, not a farthing less. Not a farthing less. I'm afraid there are many back payments included in it.
My dear Mr. Scrooge.
Yes, you come round and see me? You will come round?
We will.
Thank you. Thank you. Bless you, gentlemen. Bless you.
Who's that won't come and dine with you?
Uncle Scrooge! Still, what's the consequence? He won't lose much of a dinner.
Indeed. Well, I think he'll lose a very good dinner.
Is your master in, my dear?
Yes, sir.
Can I see him, my love?
He's in the dining room, sir. I'll show you in.
He knows me. He knows me.
You sit there. Thank you. Here, Paddy. Thank you so much.
Fred.
Bless my soul, who's this?
It is I, your Uncle Scrooge. I've come to dinner. Will you let me in, Fred?
It's Uncle Scrooge. It can't be. Will I? A Merry Christmas to you, Uncle. Come in. Come in and join us.
Welcome, Uncle. And a Merry Christmas.
Thank you, my dear. A Merry Christmas to you all.
A Merry Christmas.
Office, Bob. It's nearly 9 o'clock. You promised Mr. Scrooge you'll be earlier than usual this morning.
So I did. Thank you.
Mother dear,
my darling. Goodbye, my darling.
What do you mean by coming here at this time of day?
I'm very sorry, sir. I am behind my time.
I think you are, sir. I think you are.
There's only one thing here, sir. It shan't be repeated. I was making rather merry yesterday, sir.
So I tell you what it is, my fine fellow. I'm not going to stand it any longer. And therefore, I'm going to raise your salary.
Sir, you must be joking.
Never more serious in all my life, Bob. I'm going to raise your salary, and as for Tiny Tim, I'll be a second father to you. God bless you. No more work today, Bob. No work today. Make haste to your battery, Bob. They'll be wanting it today, Bob. They'll be wanting it today. A Merry Christmas, Bob. A Merry Christmas, my good fellow, than I've given you for many a year. Go on now. Go on. Merry Christmas to all the world. Happy New Year to everyone. God bless us all. God bless us everyone.
All right, nurse. I do think I am feeling a little bit better.
You are? Oh, you are.
Yeah, I just put the finishing touches on my application to Buster Burger University.
Geoff!
What?
No Buster Burger University.
But I want to major in simulated rib-shaped barbecue sandwich studies.
No, just no. Look, you have one more visitor coming. He said he'd be here by now. I just don't know where he's at.
I don't really care that much to have my ego stroked anymore. Besides, I'm off to learn about simulated rib-shaped barbecue sandwiches.
Just stay right there. Give me a couple more minutes to...
You hear that?
I think that's our final visitor.
That sounds kind of familiar.
If you decide you want to keep up with this Buster Burger shit after this, then nothing could possibly stop you. I'll let you go and live out that dream you suddenly have and leave all this behind.
You got yourself a deal.
Here he comes.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Gah.
Geoff, don't you recognize your hero?
Oh, it's the ghost of Cameron Mitchell. Boss.
Yeah, kid, I'm here. Hey there, dollface.
Ooh, Cameron, I'm so glad you're here.
Hey, of course you are. Now what am I doing here? You said you needed some help?
Yes, Geoff is in a bad way. He needs someone to lift his spirits. No pun intended.
Oh, shit. So this is an ego stroking then?
Well, yeah, I guess if you put it that way.
I'm not the greatest at that, but I guess there's a first time for everything.
Cameron, you look different.
What, this? Oh, it's just mud wrestling night at the local tavern up here.
You wear that to the bars?
Nowadays I do.
Cameron, did you start a cult?
You're goddamn right I did.
Fucking A.
Yeah, kid, I knew you'd be into that.
You know, I am.
Oh, he is.
So, Jeffrey, what's the issue? Why did your pretty little partner over there call me?
You know, Cameron, I gotta tell you.
Well, I'm all ears. Well, at least for the next few minutes before Bambi gets into the ring.
Well, I'll make it quick then. I'm not sure that I'm cut out for this movie hosting business.
What? What do you mean you're not cut out for it?
It seems like nobody really gives a shit about these movies.
Yeah, but do you give a shit about these movies you watch?
Well, I mean, yeah.
Then get your head out of your ass, dummy, and keep it up. Alright, if that's all, I'm gonna go and watch the rest of these matches.
Wait, I don't think that's gonna do it for Geoff.
Oh, okay. Make it quick, kid.
Alright, fine. It just seems like everything online is so cynical, and they just want to complain about what they don't like about new movies or movies with different types of people than what they are, and they just bitch and moan, and god damn it do they get a bunch of views. Meanwhile...
Hold it up right there. Who says that's the only way to make these videos?
I mean, I guess the algorithm?
The what? Never mind. If you care about these movies, if you like watching these movies, if you like talking about these movies, you do that. Got it? It doesn't matter what the hell this Al Griffith says about assholes who complain about things just to whore their videos out for views. Besides, I don't know much about the internets, but I'm pretty sure it's a pretty big thing, right? If that's the case, then there's room for everyone.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so.
See? There you go. Now the truth is, I watch your stuff. I like what you do. You got real moxie. It doesn't matter who does or doesn't watch these episodes of your little show. All that matters is that you like what you do. And hey, if someone else watches your videos and likes what you do, that seems like a pretty good deal to me. What would you do if you became famous anyways? What, you gonna start your own religion?
Well, I mean, you did.
Yeah, I did. But look, kiddo, you don't want to be like me. You should want to be you. More importantly, you should like you. Now I gotta go. Bambi is getting ready to come out. Oh man, you should see her. She's the Afterlife's all-time champion in mud wrestling. She's really something else. I'll see you two real soon. Geoff, keep up the good work.
Bye, Cameron.
He's
a nice guy.
Yeah, he really is.
Why don't I give my final thoughts on the movie?
Yeah, okay. I mean, I think I just need to think a few things over.
Sounds good. This movie is a fine adaptation of A Christmas Carol, but it's not the best. I appreciate that the nostalgia carries this movie through, and besides, it's only like an hour long anyways, but man, this movie is dirty. I know this was made in 1935, but I almost refuse to believe that this movie was really in black and white. I just figured that this world is so devoid of cleanliness and happiness that it just looks black and white. When Tiny Tim died later on in the movie, I think he just willed himself to die because who would want to live in such a dirty, sooty world? Well, I do love old Scrooge. He keeps it real. He keeps that great hair of his, he hates happiness, and he hates children. He insults everyone around him. I wish I could be a little bit more like him. Seymour Hicks is pretty good as that old bastard. But I do have one question though. There was that guy who went around and yelled, 12 o'clock and all's well. Were there really people who did that back then? I'd be pissed if I just got home at 10 p.m. and had no time to clean the dirt and soot off of me before bed so I can get up at 3 a.m. to do more back-breaking manual labor and some asshole on the street is yelling each hour about what's well and what isn't. Give me a break, street time man. Anyways, this is good enough to get anyone in the Christmas spirit, so for that, I award 1935's Scrooge 3.5 out of 5 poops. Geoff, back to you. Geoff? Does that mean what I think it does?
Yeah. You know what? The ghost of Cameron Mitchell is right. Hell, even that pompous asshole Worthmore has a good point.
Don't forget the party Borgs.
Anyway, if I like what I do, then that should be good enough for me. I mean, I don't need to have the biggest YouTube channel or the most viewers. I mean, I do what I do for my own entertainment. I like watching these silly little movies on the verge of being forgotten by, well, just about everyone.
I like watching them too.
Well, I like watching them with you. And that should be a lesson to everyone. I mean, if you like doing something, or you like watching something, or you like creating something, then just do it. You don't have to be some hateful online jerk ass who bitches and moans about stuff because being contrary to, I don't know, drives viewers to your channel. Screw that. Be honest. You'll be happier with yourself. And you'll probably make friends. So I do have a challenge for everyone. You know what? Just express joy in something. Life's too damn short to always be negative. If you watch something that you don't like, just stop it and move on. You don't have to go on a campaign to be an asshole to those who liked the thing that you didn't. And if you like something, say you liked it. Shit, say you loved it if you loved it. If you don't have to, you just don't have to fuel other people's disdain for things either. That's no way to live. Nurse.
I'm glad you're back in the spirit of things.
You know, I'm glad I am too, but you know something?
Next episode is the 50th episode?
That's exactly right. We're going to take January off, but we'll be back on the second Saturday of February for episode number 50.
Second Saturday in February. That feels like an important day.
Yeah, you're right. It does seem important, but anyway, I'm sure we'll think of it sooner or later. Let's go celebrate the holidays and get a couple of big hot chocolates.
That sounds like a plan to me.
And from all of us here at B-Movie Enema to all of you out there, have a safe and Merry Christmas and the happiest of holidays.
We'll see you on February 11th. Oh, February 11th is your...
Ho, 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 ho!